Andrzej, we almost rented a motorcycle.
Hi, it's me, Andrzej. The day has come, your name day. Anyway, the day has come and I'll describe to you, tell you about what I ride, what my motorcycles are. You've asked me about this many times and I haven't done it because I was kind of pushing that thought away. I got a bit carried away because what I ride and what I own, what actually gets ridden and what I have are a bit different worlds. Let's maybe start with the one that has racked up the most kilometers. This is what brought me a lot of joy this year. Attention. Here it is. The Honda PCX 125, which I of course bought on impulse, like most of my purchases. After the Dragon's wife bought a Yamaha NMAX, I had to prove to them that the Honda PCX 125 is better. Whether it's better or not, we'll still find out, because we're just riding them and experimenting. I'm already thinking that I want a better rear suspension. Of course, this makes absolutely no sense. But I'm gonna put on a top case, because I can't fit enough potatoes in here. So this motorcycle is probably the one I've ridden the most kilometers on this year up to 1047, which means I've managed to break it in. And that's not so obvious when you ride other people's motorcycles every day. So that's where I start. And now I'll show you the other motorcycles I have and explain, among other things, why I'm making this video. What made me do it. I mean, I knew that sooner or later I would make this video because, well, why not? Because it's actually pretty funny. But what really pushed me was the campaign at Liberty Motors, since they are now encouraging you to store your motorcycles with them. They come, pick up your motorcycle, and take it straight to their garage. During the winter, they get your motorcycle ready for the season. They do an initial diagnostic to see what needs to be done. And in theory, it's a great idea because your motorcycle is stored away for the winter. In the spring, you just ride out and your motorcycle is supposed to be ready and you don't have to wait in line at the service center because suddenly everyone needs an oil change. But a promotion is just a promotion. And if you're looking for a way to make it more interesting, I came up with an idea to make it even more engaging. I said, hey, all right, I'll bring all my motorcycles for you. They said, okay, great idea. And after a few days, it hit me that maybe I shouldn't approach things so extremely anymore, because it would end up with me having to drive a big van with a trailer, haul all that gear and just dump it at their place. And it would turn out anyway that this one needs it here, that one needs it there, and with this one I don't even know. For example, soon we're gonna go somewhere to ride. So I decided, okay, Andrzej, take a breath. So now we'll go, I'll show you my motorcycles. I'll tell you what each one is for. And what I'm carrying in the back are projects. As Sculpture says, men's projects and their results. But it doesn't matter whether they're men's or women's projects and their results. Because you know how it is, people compensate for different things. For example, by shopping and scrolling through ads. Oh, this one, snap. After all you need to do is this, do that, do the other thing. And in practice, it turns out that then a year passes, 2 years, 3 years. All right, let's say it's not that big of a problem if you have somewhere to keep it. It is a problem if you don't really have anywhere to keep it, like me. And then the biggest problem is that you run out of arguments with yourself to buy another project because, sorry, you basically like, well, I don't know, a rabbit taking a dump in an open field with hunters all around. You just say, oh, I'd like to buy this motorcycle, and someone goes like this. Finish those three that are already standing there first. So, all right, so in the truck bed, I'm carrying the projects that I've been dragging on the longest, and I won't be talking about you guys. But now we're gonna check out another place where my machines are kept. The sports section covered in dust. As you can see, my motocross bikes have multiplied a bit and they're not really motocross bikes anymore. But let's start from the left. Honda CRF 250, which was built at the urging of my friend, a bit of a psycho who competes as a wild card in the Flat Track World Championships. The bike is old, from 2009, but it has 19-inch wheels, typical flat track tires, and the suspension has been modified for flat track. An absolutely awesome toy, which in theory I should sell, since I already have this flat track bike. Honda CRF 450, probably from 2012, but that doesn't really matter much. A bike that raced in the Italian championships and was later bought by Emil Sajfudinov, a well-known speedway rider. And I bought it from Emil when I was at a training session in Torun on that CRF 250. And suddenly it turned out that Emil actually had such a bike for sale. So as usual, it was an impulse buy. What's interesting is that the bike has, look, a front suspension from an R6, a swing arm at the back. It's much lower, and the wheels are just out of this world. Look, it's all CNC machined. Kineo rims, you'll find rims like these, for example, on MV Agustas. So for flat track, I have two motorcycles, although I really should sell one because you can't ride two at once. But it always ends up that the 250 stays and I just use it to get others hooked who want to try flat track riding. Because you don't know, you want to do flat track until you actually try flat track. And with the 250, everyone thinks, oh, the 250 is easy. And it really is much easier to learn on it and then move up to the 450. So both of them just have to stay. The CRF 450R, and this is the best part, isn't actually mine, it's my wife's. People ask, how is it that your wife even lets you? I don't really know what it means for a wife to let you or for a husband to let you. But let's assume, for example, that my wife has nothing against my job or riding motorcycles because she rides motorcycles herself. The CRF is a beast. I love it to death. The suspension has been modified. Inside there are Racetech valves, Faber wheels, brakes. I'll have to work on the brakes because while the caliper is fine, the braking actually, the Motomaster master cylinder just didn't work for me at all. Honestly, with the stock cross master cylinder, it actually rides pretty well. But here we'll definitely swap out the master cylinder. Of course, it's got a pseudo clutch, but there's one small problem because once I borrowed my wife's bike and crashed it, and it doesn't look like anything serious, but look, this header pipe sticks out a lot. It took a hit here, bent the whole exhaust, it's dented, and because of that, it runs a bit worse at lower revs. The whole Akrapovic is already ordered for Christmas. And next, my supermoto, which is the Yamaha YZ 450 time attack. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing, with Cobra brakes, 2 double ones. Just awesome. Suspension done in the front and back. Pseudo clutch as well, but the rider is the clutch. As you can see, scraped up, broken. Well, I really need to check this motorcycle over before the season starts. And there's still one more of my favorites. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite. All my motorcycles are my favorites, but there's one more sport bike you don't see here because it's still in Spain. Because honestly, why not? Thank you, Mario, for the garage. It stayed there because I hope I'll be able to go to Spain a few times to ride my Panigale 959 course, which will also have a completely separate video and which, by the way, also comes from Liberty Motors. Ah! All right, let's go there and surprise them. Wait until they're ready for it. Well, there are still 2 motorcycles that technically aren't mine, but I do use them. Street motorcycles. Because as you've noticed, most of my machines aren't really suitable for riding on the road. But there's also Presmic, my beloved road motorcycle, which also isn't mine, because it's actually my wife's motorcycle too. However, every time I needed to go somewhere, especially before I had a scooter, I would just relentlessly take Przemek everywhere. The Hyosung Carrion 125 is a blast. I never lift my butt when riding over curbs, potholes and things like that. And also the Shot Motor Monsoon prototype. In general, Shot Motor is from way, way, way back in the day. That's a whole separate story. Maybe I'll tell it someday. But what's most important is that I'm looking for a Shot Motor Huracan motorcycle from around the turn of the millennium, the early 2000s, 1999. If anyone has seen it, if anyone knows, it looks exactly like a Honda XL 125, like a one-to-one copy. And the Basic I have is actually a perfect copy of the Honda Super Cup. It's truly awesome to ride. But there's one small catch, not a mechanical one, but something else entirely that I absolutely need to figure out with this machine. However, there's something else I won't talk about just yet. This whole video is pretty mysterious, but sometimes it's just hard for me to talk about certain things. Well, I've arrived at my destination. Let's see what the guys will say about the mysterious motorcycles I have. Two that really keep me up at night. Actually, it was just one that kept me up at night. The other one was simply sitting around. The first is the Yamaha R1, which you know from many, many previous vlogs. The one that was supposed to be, and in fact still will be, rebuilt for Nina, who is fighting SMA. Fortunately, thanks to you and tens of thousands of people, we managed to raise the money for the most expensive drug in the world. But that's not the end of the road, so Liberty Motors said they'd be happy to get involved, so we'll be assembling the R1 here. It's just that I don't think they know yet what kind of condition it's in. And the second motorcycle is such a cutie, but you'll see for yourselves.
Hi.
Tomek, I had you ready for the worst.
I think so, but I'm not sure about that.
I think there's one thing you can expect. It's not the worst, but the best, because it's for a noble cause, but the second one might surprise you. Come to the garage.
Let's go. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
How many motorcycles do you see?
Hard to say. I definitely see 4 wheels. So how many motorcycles are here?
So I see we're on the same wavelength. Let's start with the easier one, or maybe the harder one. Or let's call it something else. The priority one,
Hmm.
because the priority is the Yamaha R1 motorcycle, which you probably know well since it's the bike that Power Shopek used to race on. And later, Bartek Lewandowski. The great-grandmother.
We've got it here. We've got it.
Yes, we do. Look at that. Here is the great-grandmother. There you go. Did you expect that?
Number.
A little doll? No? Just a touch. Is it suitable for stowing in the Liberty Motors garage?
No, you know, we keep everything in the garage because we have space for it. The only issue is,
But yes, it's really only looks bad. But I have the suspension parts, the engine is ready and prepared. So what's really needed is someone who knows how to, put it all together perfectly. And since you have considerable racing experience, service,
we even have the rear suspension inside.
it's like this here. But no, actually we'll have to take them out because they'll need to be serviced as well.
Yes, we'll take them to Erlins. Erlins will service the suspension for us, and it will be fully 100% functional.
Yeah, but wait, now I'll show you something better, more interesting, different. Look at this. Does this look promising?
Oh no, that's a Suzuki. At first I thought it was an FZR.
No, it's a Suzuki. Because I found out that it's not just Liberty brand motorcycles are the ones here in the showroom that are stored here, but bikes of all brands. And there you go, a Suzuki, which I love more than life itself. I've never ridden it. Do you know why?
Because the engine doesn't work.
But I've been promised that it will work. And now, attention, it's been sitting at my place for 2 years already. It's been in this condition for about a second year now. Well, you know how it is. If you don't trip over it and it doesn't annoy you, you don't do anything about it. But now you won't. Now it won't be me tripping over it and getting annoyed. It'll probably be you.
You know what? I'll just put it in the corner and I won't trip over it.
And just the invoice for this month. Every month.
Hey, is this the 400?
No, 250. 4 cylinders, 4 carburetors.
I know this motorcycle.
Really?
Yeah.
How? From where?
I even worked on one like this.
How is that possible?
Only in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Seriously? I thought there weren't any at all. Nothing at all.
There was some in Poland.
Really? Shocking.
Probably about 3 units.
Maybe this is one of them.
Could be.
Because, I mean, it looks bad. But overall, the motorcycle is completely original. I have all the original plastics for it. The tail section is slightly cracked, but it's salvageable. So if the engine, because the engines are beast sand, he took it apart. It turned out that one of the connecting rods is actually bent, and I'm waiting for the list of parts we'll order. So I hope we'll be able to order them here as well, and then he'll put it together, and then we'll be able to assemble it, and it's going to be awesome.
And I worked on a 400 from the early 90s, I remember, and it was the only one of its kind in Poland, Japanese version.
This one is from '93. This is actually the last model that was ever produced. So, we have 2 gems here. One is important and urgent, and the other is neither important nor urgent. But every month I'll be getting a notification about another 149 zlotys, which under normal circumstances is actually a fair rate for winter motorcycle storage.
Yes, for a regular motorcycle that we use during the season and don't have a place to park it in a garage and we park it somewhere in a lot under the apartment block. Well, I think it's worth it, and it's a reasonable price to come drop it off. We take care of things like the battery. At the same time, you can take advantage of the winter promotion and have your motorcycle serviced at promotional prices.
I know that diagnostics are also free. That when someone comes in, you look over the motorcycle and tell them what might need to be done.
Yes, that's completely free. Even BMW has generously offered as an integral part of their comprehensive packages specifically, BMW Poland fully covers the cost for its advanced computer diagnostics for all their motorcycles.
Ah, that's great. Okay. In my particular case, if I don't motivate myself to diligently fix this motorcycle and effectively take it away from here, then probably after just a few more months, the accumulated invoice amount alone will significantly exceed the actual value of the entire vehicle. That's truly it. So as you saw, these are well. Today you saw all my motorcycles, some of them well. I love them all very much. And I sincerely regret many of them, but that's just how life is. When you're a motorcyclist, motorcycles tend to multiply.
In my case, they didn't really multiply that much because whenever something was about to multiply, it usually ended up being given away somewhere. I still have one motorcycle that's just sitting in my mother-in-law's garage, and I haven't had the time to take care of it.
They'll still be sending you invoices every month for the garage. You'll be invoicing yourself.
I don't have time to get around to it. But it definitely needs a significant bit of work because it has been sitting for about 8 long years somewhere in a dusty garage. And now finally it's in my own personal garage.
Projects and their outcomes.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.